With the clouds still hanging over Canberra's treatment of women, on Thursday the Defence Department was on the defensive.
The country's top military officer has come under fire over his advice to young cadets on how to avoid sexual predators.
By avoiding the 4 A's: alcohol, out after midnight, alone and attractive.
Which, let's be honest, is 3 A's and an O, but either way, kiss my 5th A. I just hope that if the country is ever attacked, the Chief of the Defence Force doesn't blame Australia for what it was wearing. Across town, the bombardment of Defence Minister Linda Reynolds continued.
Defence Minister Linda Reynolds has not denied reports she referred to alleged rape victim and former Liberal staffer Brittany Higgins as a lying cow.
A horribly offensive comment to Brittany and women in general, not to mention cattle in this, the Year of the Ox. But it seemed the problem wasn't what Linda Reynolds said, but where she said it.
I didn't find that acceptable. The comments that were made within her office at that time, they weren't public statements, of course.
Is there any excuse for that?
Probably not, but have you ever been in an office in what you considered to be a safe space? She did not do it in public, she did it in her office in front of her staff.
That's right. Linda Reynolds' office should be a safe space for Linda Reynolds to impugn the reputation of someone allegedly assaulted in Linda Reynolds' office. You know, the safe space. But I, like most Australians, couldn't imagine a workplace where that language is appropriate. I would never call you that. Never. This is a workplace. It's a matter of respect. All right, well, I'll see you at the staff barbecue. Oh, sorry. I'm going to need a couple of weeks off. On Friday, the eyes of the world were fixed on Elon Musk's SpaceX as it took one small step for Mars.
Elon Musk's SpaceX Starship has completed its first vertical landing.
The full-scale prototype lifted off from the southern tip of Texas, descended horizontally over the Gulf of Mexico, then flipped upright just in time to land. It remained intact, and SpaceX celebrated.
Third time's a charm, as the saying goes. We've had a successful soft touchdown on the landing pad.
They did it! Mars, here I come. Sayonara, Earth, you disease-ridden hellhole. What? Still going?
SpaceX's Elon Musk posted Starship SN10 landed in one piece, which it did before becoming many pieces. Now they just have to stop it exploding.
Yeah, minor detail. I mean, that'll buff right out.
Elon Musk plans to use the Starships to send people to the Moon and Mars.
Well, at the very least, it can definitely send people to heaven. To Saturday, and Australia's vaccine rollout, which this week had a lot of trouble rolling out of the EU.
In breaking news, the federal government is right now working on its response after Italy blocked the shipment of 250,000 doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine to Australia.
250,000 doses? That's enough for 125,000 people. Or if you're in Queensland, 2 pensioners that you can just fill right up. On Sunday, the world waited for the culmination of a real-life battle royale as Meghan and Harry faced off against the Queen, Oprah Winfrey, in what was the most eagerly and overly anticipated interview of the year.
We are only 3 days away from Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's interview with Oprah airing.
So what do you make of the promo?
Oh, the promo's really interesting.
Oh, spoilers, guys! I've only seen the trailer for the promo for the interview.
For the first time, they tell their story.
And it seemed everyone would be watching. Well, almost.
According to the Sunday papers, the Queen won't be watching the interview.
Yeah, the Queen won't be watching. Oh, it's nothing personal. Just on Mondays, the Queen runs an illegal corgi fight in the palace basement for a bit of extra cash. But it was the Queen's gambit before the interview aired that had Harry and Meghan on the back foot.
It appears to now be all-out war between Buckingham Palace and Meghan Markle. The palace today ordered an investigation into allegations the Duchess bullied staff back in 2018.
In a bombshell statement, it says it's very concerned about the allegations and won't tolerate harassment in the workplace.
Yeah, exactly. The palace will not tolerate harassment. In fact, here's a photo of Prince Andrew with notorious pedophile Jeffrey Epstein, where I presume they're discussing that very topic. But if the stories that appeared in the British tabloids conveniently close to the interview are anything to go by, an inquiry can't come soon enough. Meghan alone reportedly went mental that her blankets were the wrong shade of red, knocked over an innocent hot drink, and worst of all, hid 5 messages in her interview outfit, as opposed to Perfect Kate, who only hid 1 message in her outfit, her dedication to duty. Come Monday, the waiting was finally over and nearly 2 million Australians tuned in to see Meghan, the American royal, do what Americans traditionally do when pissed off with the British royal family, spill the tea.
Did you make Kate cry?
No, the reverse happened.
Did you blindside the Queen?
No.
So where did that story come from?
I hazard a guess that it probably could have come from within the institution.
So were you having suicidal thoughts?
Yes. This was very, very clear.
My family literally cut me off financially.
The interview went from palace coup to chicken coop for some more heartwarming tales.
I was sitting in Nottingham Cottage and The Little Mermaid came on and I went, oh my God. She falls in love with the prince and because of that, she has to lose her voice. But by the end, she gets her voice back.
Gets her voice back.
Funny, I reckon there's another princess whose story you should really have been across. And the secrets kept coming.
3 days before our wedding, we got married. No one knows that, but we called the Archbishop and we just said, look, this thing, this spectacle is for the world.
Wow, so the whole royal wedding was a sham. Well, Harry really is like his mum. But it was the treatment of baby Archie that stunned everyone.
So we have in tandem the conversation of he won't be given security, he's not going to be given a title. And also concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born.
What?
I know, Oprah. The family behind the British Empire who are obsessed with the purity of bloodlines might be a little racist. But who exactly had this conversation?
And you're not going to tell me who had the conversation?
I think that would be very damaging to them.
That would be damaging. And I'm sure whoever said that... No. I mean, you'd think so, obviously. I mean, I'd think so. But turns out...
Who was it? It was not his grandmother nor his grandfather that were a part of those conversations.
The racist comment wasn't Philip. That is the most shocking revelation of this whole thing. And the reaction to the bombshell interview even elicited sympathy from the British tabloids. British television, not so much.
I'm sickened by what I've just had to watch. This is a 2-hour trash-a-thon of our royal family, of the monarchy, of everything the Queen has worked so hard for.
Well, she didn't work that hard for it. She was just still alive when her dad wasn't. What this saga really laid bare is the difference between the Queen of England, who leaves most things unsaid, and the Queen of Television, who can get anyone to say anything. Now what remains are some fundamental questions. Is the royal family racist? Is it even a good family? And would the Queen really not watch an interview that was largely about her? Well, The Weekly can answer one of those questions.
On Monday, millions around the world tuned in to Meghan and Harry's interview, including this nonagenarian, Lizzie, and her adult son, Charles, who lives at home.
Did you make Kate cry?
No, the reverse happened. She was upset about flower girl dresses, and it made me cry.
Extremely painful. And like everyone, soon our watchers are swept up in the drama surrounding accusations of racism.
Concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born.
What?
I wonder who that is. But the mood turns tense as the conversation becomes uncomfortably personal.
Your dad stopped taking your calls. Why did he stop taking your calls?
I took matters into my own hands. It was like, I need to do this for my family.
I was shocked, I must say. I didn't know that people behaved like that. And shocking revelations rattle our watchers.
Were you having suicidal thoughts?
Yes.
Really rough stuff, isn't it? Extraordinary.
Yeah. It's always such fun having something like that to hit.
Yes. But amongst the painful comments, there was also a lot of love.
The Queen, for example, has always been wonderful to me. She's always been warm and inviting and really welcoming.
This I don't remember, of course.
Marvellous.
Join us next week as the royals watch the BBC's interview with Prince Andrew.
There's a slight problem with the sweating because I have a peculiar medical condition, which is that I don't sweat.
It's one of those things you often think about. There's all sorts of people about.
On Tuesday, another royal scandal as Burger King celebrated International Women's Day by taking out a full-page ad in the New York Times and sending out a tweet that said women belong in the kitchen to promote a scholarship for female chefs, which, as marketing screw-ups go, was a massive whopper. Perhaps it should have taken a page out of the playbook of the Liberal Party, which this week brought out the big guns. A man who can evoke a bygone era of chivalry, enchantment and romance with just a gentle gaze from a park bench. Dave Sharma, the member for Wentworth, who took it upon himself to turn things around by conducting a bachelor-style rose ceremony at his local train station.
But International Women's Day is fundamentally meant to be a celebration.
Yeah, but it's International Women's Day, Dave, not International Ladies' Day. Still, I'm sure Dave got the message and won't do it again.
So you're going to do it again next year?
Absolutely. I'll do it on, you know, any number of other occasions.
Please don't.
Just nice to see male politicians are really starting to listen to women. The thing is, International Women's Day isn't about trying to recreate your favourite impulse commercial. It's a day to highlight real issues still faced by women, put in place by the men who stand in the path of equality, as made abundantly clear by Julie Bishop on 7:30.
Sharman Stone said that when you were in politics, a group of male politicians who called themselves the Swinging Dicks sought to block your career aspirations. Were you aware of this at the time? Does it strike you as credible?
Actually, I believe it was big swinging dicks. So there was obviously an overexcited imagination on the part of some, I would suggest.
So in summary, that the group exists, absolutely credible. That the dicks were big, pure fantasy. Which brings us to today, Wednesday, and the world reacted and overreacted to the royal interview. Channel 9 ran with their own subtle and subdued coverage of the Crown in Crisis special, complete with a backdrop of Buckingham Palace on fire.
As we go to air tonight, the Crown is in crisis.
Oh, good. Otherwise, this whole special is a complete waste. The scandal meant the Queen was forced to break tradition and issue a public response.
2 days it's taken for this statement. It's 3 paragraphs long. I can read it to you now. The issues raised, particularly that of race, are concerning. While some recollections may vary, they are taken very seriously.
Prince Charles dodged questions.
Sir, can I ask, what did you think of the interview?
He may have had an answer, but like Harry, he was cut off. And the always even-keeled Piers Morgan staged a Megxit of his own.
British commentator Piers Morgan furious when a colleague took him to task over his unrelenting criticism of Meghan.
She's entitled to cut you off if she wants to. Has she said anything about you since she cut you off? I don't think she has, but yet you continue to trash her.
OK, I'm done with this.
No.
Sorry, no.
Sorry. Do you know what? That's pathetic.
You can trash me, maybe not mine.
No.
See you later.
I'm being...
Sorry, can't do this.
This is absolutely diabolical behaviour.
And in the last little bit of time, guys, there's been a statement from ITV to say it has accepted Piers Morgan's resignation after 6 years on Good Morning Britain.
And if you watch closely, you'll see the very moment the recently abandoned Kochie...
The time has come for the sun to set on my time at sunrise.
...realises a better breakfast TV job has just become available.